Bitcoin continues to range and retest resistance from the previous bear market highs. Moon boys worldwide are clenching their cheeks in anticipation of a surprise dumpy from the bent over bears. But can the bears muster up the courage to initiate a mega dumpathon? Or will Bitcoin just keep going sideways? Bitcoin is right now exactly the same price as it was 2 months ago, 60 days ago, back at the very end of February 2024. But is something big coming? Or in fact, is something completely huge about to come? So if you understand that it's always dumpiest before it's the pumpiest, hit that like, hit that subscribe, get signed up to BINGX or BINGX below if you want to buy Bitcoin or altcoins. And without any further ado, let's absolutely, completely sideways dive into this price action, which for over 2 months now, Bitcoin has just been ranging between 62 and about 74. Well, basically that was a top, pretty much 62 and 72,000 US dollars. Complete sideways, complete ranging. Now, if we zoom out and we look at this chart, what do we notice? That for the past, well over a year, every time Bitcoin did that, it was a consolidation before continued upside. And this trend is still bullish in my opinion, absolutely. We're about to enter the most vertical part of the bull run, as I'm sure many of you already know. However, we are seeing some things happen big time. On the weekly chart, for example, we just saw a bearish cross. The MACD on the weekly chart just get a first red tick since all the way back in August of 2023. And we have seen this start to pull back a little bit. In fact, is this a very big warning signal for a potential massive dumpulation? Or in fact, is it a trick, a trap, a absolute mega fake out? So if we look at this chart, one thing you should see right away is we are testing basically this previous level of resistance in the last bull market. That was the top, okay? And we've just barely dipped our tip into this zone. Just back about 2 weeks ago was our first touch there, really below 60. We haven't gone back into it really since then. That's the only time we've really seen that so far. But ultimately, so far, all we're doing right now is building up support. Ultimately, if this area holds, 60K is going to be a million times stronger if we would ever revisit it again. And so absolutely, it's very big. Now, before we continue with these charts, let's take a look at a few things here. So tomorrow, Hong Kong is going to launch their spot Bitcoin ETFs. This is insane. They go live tomorrow. Bigger market than the US and Europe combined. Are you kidding me? This absolutely could be very big. As Crypto Rand says, it's Asia time. I wouldn't put it quite that way, but absolutely very big. We also see that this is the most bullish chart of all time. As Luke Martin says, we're now about to approach the banana zone. And I'll tell you what, nothing gets me more excited than the banana zone, okay? The banana zone only comes around every 4 years, and you better believe the banana zone is completely bananas. And it's a zone that, honestly, every time we approach every 4 years, I mean, if you're not excited about the banana zone, what are you even like living for, right? This is one of the biggest things we ever see. In fact, it's quite literally the biggest thing the Bitcoin market ever sees. So you can see that kind of here. If we zoom in again, you can see a better illustration of where exactly I believe we are about to enter the banana zone. And as well, imagine being bearish on a bullish retest. Exactly, absolutely. I think that this dump potentially has the juice to initiate another retest of 60, even possibly below. But ultimately, it is just bullish. It's a bullish retest. Imagine being bearish on a bullish retest. I couldn't agree more with that. So we look at Bitcoin on the daily chart. Clearly, again, ever since we got rejected on the 21-day moving average back on the 24th of April, Bitcoin is still trending lower. It has been, let's be honest though, sorry, I had it zoomed in. We've been just trending lower since this rejection. Let's be honest though, it has been incredibly boring, very barely dumpy. I mean, look at these red candles. What is this red candle? This is like not even a percent dump, not a percent. So each day, like if Bitcoin goes down 1% or something each day, one, that's really boring. It's very underwhelming, but I mean, that's what has been happening basically since we got rejected on the 21-day moving average. I wouldn't even call it a dump. It's more consolidation. This is what I would say, okay, now mega dumpy. Let's say we get a candle like this. Now that's a dump, right? Let's say we get a giga candle like that. That's a dump. This is just trending, arranging consolidation, just boring. We're sitting within the same box for the past 2 months. Yes, it is boring. Yes, people are starting to tune out. but this is probably the worst time to not have your positions figured out. Let's be honest though, if you want to zone out or tune out and go do something for a couple days, probably the best thing to be doing right now. Because I mean, again, we're just we're trading sideways before a massive move to the upside. But will we get a downside move first? Again, absolutely possible, especially when what I just said. You look on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, there are some signals showing that potentially, we're going to have that move down to the 21-week moving average. We could drop another $10,000 from here, and everything I just am saying is still true, meaning it's still healthy and still good. Now, one thing also, we have the SPX trying to break above its 21 and 50-day moving averages after initiating a bearish cross recently, right? We got a bearish cross, and it's trying to get back above these levels. Getting above like 51.50 would really be a cement or like a really good level to negate that. But we look at the SPX, yes, we had a green week last week, and we're trying to start off this new week green as well. If it can do that, that could end up being pretty bullish for Bitcoin. DXY also has kind of stalled out and hit resistance around the 106.5 level. Currently, it's about 105.6, so about a point below that. But ultimately, again, there is no decisive move in Bitcoin yet. It is still ranging. It is still sideways. I do want to highlight how important it is to note, though, that all of what we're witnessing right now, this boringness, this like slight dumpiness, similar to here back in July, same thing back in April, all of this is a prelude, in my opinion, to massive upside. These are the kind of consolidations, resets of momentum you want before things absolutely start pumping big time. So ultimately, I think the chart looks really healthy. I think that if the stock market is able to, again, as you see on the daily chart, the MACD, or sorry, that's the RSI, the MACD is actually initiating potentially a bullish cross. And we're about to tick into the green for the very first time since over a month. So if the stock market can get good and get some nice momentum, overall, I think that can be really good for the market. And get signed up to FEMX or BINGX below if you want to buy Bitcoin or altcoins. With that further ado, that's it for me.